Look at how fake this fight is. Tyson could have ended it with a knockout here, but instead, he chose to just run around and do nothing.
One in the body, uppercut. It was in the contract.
No uppercut.
No uppercut.
They had no intentions to really strap it on. What did Mike Tyson win on? Uppercut.
Mike Tyson has broken his silence on his alleged scripted fight against Jake Paul in Dallas last Friday. Both Tyson and YouTuber Jake Paul faced criticisms before the fight, but it has gotten worse since the outcome of the fight was decided. Several posts on social media suggested that the fight was allegedly staged, and Tyson and Jake were following a predetermined plot written way before both men stepped into the ring.
Jake Paul won the bout, but some believe Tyson wasn't fighting to win. They point to a moment in the match when Paul took a punch from Tyson, taunted him by sticking out his tongue, and acted unfazed as proof that Tyson was taking it easy. Conspiracy theorists argue that Tyson, now 58, took the fight for the $20 million payday and let Paul have an easy victory. After all, Tyson is well past his prime, hadn't fought in years. Some even claim Tyson wasn't attacking at all, making it seem like the whole thing was staged for Paul to get a win over a legendary boxer, something Paul supporters are quick to highlight as a win for his career. Others suggest that Paul was simply taunting Tyson, like he's done in his previous fights. It's a heated debate. Was it a legitimate fight or an orchestrated spectacle for TV ratings and social media?
Incidentally, this is not the first time Jake Paul has been accused of organizing questionable fights that defeats the spirit of competitive boxing. However, Tyson has come out to share his opinion on the events that happened during and after the fight.
So I'm watching this fight, I'm watching the recaps because I love boxing, and it has come to my brain, like it is processed in my brain, that this is fishy. For example, the rules. He got paid more based on the round. Now, normally, from my experience, again, this is low-level professional fights. This is not marquee fights. Normally, if you knock somebody out, you get some extra money. Like in the MMA, you get fight of the night, you get an extra 50 to 70 grand. Whereas here, if you win all 8 rounds, you got a bonus. And there were certain tells, right? Like when Tyson literally sees a clear shot and he holds back. And you see that Jake Paul's hands are down, his face is wide open. By the way, guys, Jake Paul's defense was atrocious. His hands were down the whole time.
Iron Mike's statement was a bit cryptic. His post on X suggested he was grateful that he even entered the ring. I almost died in June, had 8 blood transfusions, lost half my blood and 25 pounds in hospital, and had to fight to get healthy to fight, so I won. He continued, to have my children see me stand toe-to-toe and finish 8 rounds with a talented fighter half my age in front of a packed Dallas Cowboy Stadium is an experience that no man has the right to ask for. Thank you. The medical situation Tyson spoke about was not hidden from the public at the time it happened, but the extent of the condition was not known at the time. Initially, the public thought it was an issue caused by a complicated ulcer episode, which forced Tyson to make an emergency landing. The much-anticipated boxing bout was watched by more than about 72,000 fans and was part of a co-main event that featured Katie Taylor's latest disputed decision in a super lightweight championship slugfest against Amanda Serrano.
Finally arriving in my path and in my destiny, and it just feels good.
I can't come up with 2 names who could capture the entire gambit of fans, both involved in boxing and not, old and young.
It's a special moment, and who I have tonight, I'm gonna go with Tyson. I mean, he's looking slim, he's looking big.
I don't know, something about me, I'm just in the present moment. I'm ready for war, I'm ready for action. God is with me, God is protecting me, so didn't feel a thing.
I think that using his youth, his athleticism would be the smart choice to do in this matter.
The event surpassed Texas's previous sports combat high of $9 million set by Canelo Alvarez when he faced Billy Joe Saunders at 80,000-seat AT&T Stadium in 2021, according to Most Valuable Promotions. There were 73,000-plus fans at the Alvarez-Saunders fight, which at the time was the biggest crowd for a U.S. sporting event since the start of the pandemic a year earlier.
Can't even believe that I'm beating these people, so they say it's rigged.
And is there an element of like some of the people you step in the ring with, they're like, all right, fine, I'll take it, like I'll shut the YouTuber up?
100%. They all thought they were going to be that person. You know, even Tyron Woodley really thought he was going to beat the shit out of me. I hit fucking hard, and I'm a real problem.
What's up with you and Dana White?
These fighters are basically enslaved contracts.
You could go in your next fight, you could fight somebody who's a professional boxer, but maybe doesn't draw as much money as, say, you go and you fight Andrew Tate.
I've always leaned on going with a tougher opponent, always. They just haven't gotten in the ring with me.
Are they scared? Why are they not getting in?
Yes, I believe so. People say, oh, you have a chip on your shoulder? Like, I have 2 chips on my shoulder, one on each side. I'm hungry, I'm relentless, and I will show the world that I'm a world champion.
Who's the person that if you fight, you're like, I can't believe I'm in the ring with this person, and like, let's fucking go.
Paul beat Tyson, the 58-year-old former heavyweight champion, in a lopsided decision, winning all but 1 round on the 3 judges' scorecards combined. It was the 11th victory in 12 fights for the YouTuber-turned-boxer, who has 7 knockouts in 4.5 years since turning pro. Interestingly, BetMGM said the fight was its most bet boxing or mixed martial arts fight, taking 3 times the number of bets and 4 times the money of any combat sport in the sportsbook's history. A Caesar Sportsbook official said the fight was on par with an NFL Monday night game. After seeing how much attention the fight gained, why will there be a widespread rumor of it being staged? Well, we don't have all the answers, but there are a couple of reasons why allegations of being staged have followed Tyson's return to the ring after nearly 2 decades.
Unanimous decision, and still.
Everything you've ever done, Jake, tonight. Tonight is the moment.
We've been waiting on this. We've been waiting on this.
Waiting on this.
Get this body there. Get him out your way.
First, the speculated script leak. Ahead of the highly anticipated boxing showdown between Jake Paul and Mike Tyson, rumors and excitement swirled after a fake script detailing the fight's outcome surfaced online. The supposed leaked document described a dramatic round 5 knockout victory for Paul, sending fans into a frenzy. However, much like the hoax that circulated before Paul's previous fight with Tommy Fury, no evidence suggested the fight was scripted or fixed. In addition, the outcome predicted by the leaked script was almost laughable. Look, Jake Paul is not anyone's idea of what a professional boxer should look like. At least that is what boxing purists say.
When I met Jake Paul, I knew he had a unique offering for combat sports because he had a captive audience. No different than KSI and Logan Paul, right? They come with a fan base that is rare to find in boxing or MMA. In traditional ball and stick sports, by the time you become a pro, you often have a fairly meaningful audience, so you can convert that. So when I met Jake, I said, okay, that's pretty unique. Now, his audience was vastly smaller when I met him in October of 2019, but it was still like 25 million people across platforms, right? Plus his YouTube. I always believed we could do some very meaningful, disruptive things. I said that to multiple companies that I pitched Jake Paul to. I said that to peers who I worked with. I said it to individuals that we wanted to partner with at the time to say, trust me, you want to be a part of this. We're going to build something very meaningful in the next 5 to 10 years. So I knew it could happen.
However, the persistent rumor that a script of his fight against Mike Tyson existed was downright comical. It showcased Tyson's early moments of brilliance before Paul gained the upper hand and took control. According to the fake document, Paul would land a decisive blow in the 5th round, knocking Tyson down and securing a victory. Despite the buzz surrounding the fake script, the fight itself unfolded differently. Second, we have fan theories. What's more, these viewers claim to have pinpointed the moment that proves this. Jake Paul signaling for Mike to take it easy. One fan wrote on X in a post that included a clip of Tyson landing a chin shot.
Landing some big shots and knocking Jake around the ring. But that changed when Paul clenched with Tyson. It's alleged he whispered into Tyson's ear to cool it, and the message was confirmed received by Tyson with the affirming tap on the back. After that moment, Tyson became a stick in the mud, standing directly in front of Paul with no more aggressiveness to him. Like here, for instance, Tyson can see the right hand plain as day and makes no attempt to slip it. My next reason is Tyson was definitely pulling his punches. Tyson looked as if he was struggling to hold back and not throw punches at Paul. Here's a perfect example. Tyson deflects the shot off his shoulder, comes up in perfect position to land a counter right hand, but does nothing. Very uncharacteristic. And my final reason is Tyson biting his glove. The reason he was doing this was to remind himself not to throw punches and let Jake control the...
Paul reacted to the punch by sticking his tongue out and taunting Tyson, as if to say the punch didn't bother him. It's something that Paul has done in previous fights, and even outside of the ring, the former YouTube star has made a habit of sticking out his tongue. But according to these conspiracy theorists, Tyson was signaling. Although these theories have no evidence to support them, they still spread like wildfire.
Wouldn't be happening if there wasn't an appetite for them. I think the Netflix viewing figures and the attendance would show you that there is a huge demand for it, but I'd also question, just because you can do something, should you do something? You know, was that really... I listened to those vox pops there from the fans saying, you know, it was one last opportunity to see Mike Tyson fight. Well, would it not be better served going on YouTube and watching a prime Mike Tyson? Did you really get the value out of the money that you paid for the ticket to go and watch him? I'd question that. That's kind of one of the things that was my immediate reaction to hearing what the fans had to say. But it's opinions, isn't it? It wasn't for me as more of a pure boxing fan. Nostalgia certainly took over, and I think some people got carried away. But that's not to throw any hate on Jake Paul at all.
While the outcome of the fight was widely criticized, many were surprised the fight was even sanctioned after it was initially delayed in June, when Tyson suffered an ulcer flare-up on a cross-country flight. Last week, Tyson claimed he nearly died on that plane and ultimately had 8 blood transfusions as he recovered from the incident.
Back everybody, I'm Dr. Brian Suter, and my goal in this channel is to teach you more about the medical side of the sports world. Now, yes, I watched the fight. Turned out exactly like you'd expect a 58-year-old to look when they're out there boxing. I don't think anybody was really surprised after the fact. I think a lot of people hoped that we'd see this new, rejuvenated, energized version of Tyson, and he came out and a couple of rounds looked pretty good, and then by the end of the fight it was clear this was a 58-year-old man, and he looked like a 58-year-old man. And I have a lot of issues with this. I don't think this fight should have ever happened. I think it says a lot of bad things about the combat sports world and sets a really dangerous precedent going forward. We're gonna talk about the whole fight clearance approval process, and then just physiologically why
anger and resentment may be another reason for the persistent rumors that have followed the fight. We know that emotions can play a significant role in how people think about certain things. Frankly, the fight between Jake Paul and Mike Tyson was one of the most talked about boxing events of the year. However, the fight itself didn't meet the expectations of most fans. As events unfolded in the ring, most people were wondering if they had been decided, and if the fight was just an exhibition to make a quick buck off the fans. Looking at the fight again, you can't help but feel a little like they have a point. You see, in the first 2 rounds, there were several opportunities for Tyson to deliver a knockout punch on the YouTube, but he didn't take it. Was that out of respect for the younger Jake, or was both fighters deciding not to hurt each other significantly during the match? Well, we can't say for sure, but some fans think it is all part of a giant ruse. But the speculation didn't start from the ring. Some fans even claimed to see a defeated look on the face of Iron Mike as he made his way into the ring. They even pointed out his demure look as he walked slowly, albeit alone, towards the suggested that he was only going through the motions.
My next reason is Tyson was definitely pulling his punches. Tyson looked as if he was struggling to hold back and not throw punches at Paul. Here's a perfect example. Tyson deflects the shot off his shoulder, comes up in perfect position to land a counter right hand, but does nothing. Very uncharacteristic. And my final reason is Tyson biting his glove. The reason he was doing this was to remind himself not to throw punches and let Jake control the pace. Was this fight a fake? Let me know in the comments.
Now, I know it's just training footage. He's just hitting pads. Pads don't hit back. I get that. But he had the ability to hit combos. And once you start a combo, you just let loose. And if you get hit by one, you're just like, okay, I got hit by a punch. But here's the deal. Like, Tyson literally didn't unload. Boom, boom. He didn't unload with one good combo.
Let's talk about what I believe are the biggest reasons why we think rumors of the fight being staged remains in the mind of many boxing enthusiasts. The financial rewards for this fight was significant for both Tyson and Jake Paul. However, it was even more important for Tyson because he was guaranteed at least $15 million regardless of the outcome. Now, Tyson's net worth is approximately $10 million. That is a lot to an average person, but it is nothing compared to the hundreds of millions of dollars he made during his active days in the ring. So fighting Jake Paul gave Tyson nearly double of his current net worth in a single day.
I always thought Floyd and Logan could have went for a second one, or definitely Floyd and what's the guy named Connor. Bro, if you're getting 40 million, you'd be like, yo Mike, yo, hit me with a couple good body shots. I'm gonna hit you with a couple good ones. We're gonna make both people who hate me think you really got it. People who like me think that I really overperform. And we're gonna do this again. I'm gonna get another 40 million, and then we're gonna get you to 30 million. This is how I would be thinking that they're playing it, right? Like, yo, nobody, if you knock someone out, it's over, right? Like, we don't want to see it again. But if it's a competitive thing, but imagine if Tyson agrees, like, okay, cool, that's everything, yeah. But remember, it's Iron Mike. Say he takes the money and just knock him. Now, granted, I don't know how Mike looks in actual boxing these days.
For a person with his fair share of financial challenges, the fight represents a chance to secure a good future for himself and family with a single appearance in the ring. Speaking of appearance in the ring, Jake Paul was not coy with his intention for organizing the fight. He even bragged about making nearly $500 million for stepping into the ring. Although he didn't knock Tyson out like he promised, he did walk away with his desired $40 million payday. However, Jake Paul later apologized to fans for not delivering on his promise to knock out the legendary fighter. But some people were not impressed and added their voices to the widespread rumor that the fight may be following a script after all.
Fight the best fight I possibly could, but when someone's just surviving in the ring, basically, it's hard to make it exciting. So I couldn't really get him to engage me or slip shots and, you know, do something super cool or whatever. But I don't care about what people have to say. They're always going to have something to say, and that it is what it is. There was a point where, you know, I was just like, okay, he's not really engaging back. And so I don't know if he's tired or whatever. And I could just tell, you know, his age was showing a little bit. And I just have so much respect for him. And that like violence war thing between us, like after he slapped me, I wanted to, you know, be aggressive and take him down and knock him out and all that stuff. But that kind of went away as the rounds went.
Nonetheless, the change in Paul's attitude towards the end of the fight may not be as honorable as he wants us to believe. It could be that he bowed to Tyson before the end of the fight as a way to thank him for bringing the crowd and the $40 million payday he got.
That's like me getting out there trying to return one touchdown for old time's sake against some 20, 21-year-old guys who can run 4.3. It's not going to happen.
So you couldn't do it? Is what you're saying that?
I could not run a 100-yard touchdown like I did
come
back
on.
in the day. I couldn't.
They can't do it anymore regardless.
Pull a hamstring.
They haven't done it since you.
Mike, I need about a year.
Preach,
Mike
Ryan.
had
Preach,
what,
Ryan.
months? I need about a year to get in shape for that.
All right.
But I'm not 58, 59.
I can punt to you.
You see what I'm saying?
I'll punt
I
to
can
you.
do it at 40, but not at 58. Mike needed to go somewhere and commentate. But I did appreciate the respect that Jake Paul showed Mike Tyson.
Yeah.
He didn't knock him out. He could have.
Yeah.
He could have started landing, just started going at Mike. I'm younger, I can take it.
Nonetheless, Jake Paul continues to say that the fight was not choreographed and that he would have done serious damage to Tyson if he wanted. But can we totally believe such a statement, especially given Tyson's legacy in the ring? After all, Tyson has a reputation of landing punches with a ridiculous amount of power behind them, even at his age. However, several times during the fight, especially in the earlier rounds, it seems he is holding back. In the end, both men ended up making a huge amount of money. Netflix, the streaming platform for the match, also made a significant sum from it, so everyone was relatively happy. Even if the fight was staged, no one can deny the financial success it brought. I mean, the fight earned approximately $18 million. But that is what Jake Paul's boxing journey has been all about. He fights to make the headlines, entertain fans, and go home with bags full of cash. His method has proven successful so far, with his only loss coming at the hands of Tommy Fury in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia last year. So Jake is looking forward to the future and has hinted on becoming a contender for the cruiserweight division in 2 years. He also expressed confidence in his skills and wants to set his sights on bigger things. Expectedly, Jake Paul wants to fight bigger names and has hinted at challenging Canelo Alvarez, who may want a lucrative but less dangerous fight deal. Despite Jake Paul's drive to make himself a top boxer, critics continue to question his motive, but Jake remains steadfast in his desire to stay in boxing for as long as possible. We don't know what Jake Paul's innermost desire is towards boxing, so we can only take his word at face value. But there is one thing we know for sure, and that is that both Jake Paul and Mike Tyson went home richer than before the fight. Tyson once spoke to the press how he didn't enjoy his time as a professional boxer because of the legal troubles and marital issues he had. So earning a large paycheck for fighting a YouTuber who wants to prove he can box is not a bad way to live. Do you think Tyson will be back in the ring? Let's hear your thoughts in the comments section. Remember to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and smash the notification bell. Thanks for watching.